One of the things I'm really proud of is our supervision and our structure to supervision of what interns have. Not only the fact that interns get a lot of time a week that they're going to be meeting for individual supervision, not only are they going to have different forms of supervision, whether it be group or precepting, whatever it might be, it's what happens within those individual sessions or those individual supervision sessions or those group supervisions that I'm most proud of.
When I go for supervision, I believe that, I'm seeking not only professional growth, but personal growth, because I think that they're tied together.
I had 4 supervisors during my internship, and each one had their own unique supervision style. So it was really helpful to learn from all the different perspectives and approaches to clinical work.
My supervisors were available when I needed them. We were able to kind of do a lot more supervision on the fly, which was really helpful working in a hospital setting.
For me personally, it takes a while to build that connection and feel comfortable with somebody, but all 3 of my supervisors from the very beginning were very personable and wanted me to open up and feel comfortable, but didn't push me at the same time.
The style of supervision that I received on internship was a developmental approach. So each supervisor kind of evaluated you where you were at. And then throughout the course of the year, you had multiple different evaluation points. I think it was about 3 or 4 different assessments of how you're growing.
They were open to acknowledge my diversity as a Puerto Rican, as a person that were never had the experience to be providing services over here in the United States per se. And at the same time, my supervisors were able to help me grow, not only as an intern, but also as a professional, acknowledging what were the things that I needed to work more as part of my diversity as being a minority.
But my supervisor at the time had gone through the consortium. She had graduated from the institution that I had graduated from or was about to graduate from. And so it was nice to almost have this person at a different career stage, able to kind of radio back to me and say, hey, here's what I wish I would have done.
So as a supervisor, one of my goals is definitely to help all of our interns move from the intern role into the professional role.
So my supervision changes over the course of the year by becoming more and more consultative. And we're talking through thought processes more and helping interns kind of think through their decision making.
They facilitate a safe place to learn in being able to make mistakes and being able to learn from them. And I think that when I needed to be taken by the hand, they did.
So my time as an intern being supervised was filled with just having to look at those blind spots and having to look at the things that I didn't know that I didn't know.
As I progressed through each rotation and throughout the year as a whole, they kind of let me become more and more independent as I became increasingly comfortable and demonstrated competence in those important areas.
Supervisors, plural, really empowered me to make my own decisions as I got better at making good decisions. As I got better at understanding that, hey, therapy may not always be the CBT model that we've described. It may not always be journaling or doing a solution-focused scale for pain. That it may sometimes look about just like sitting with a person who's struggling and you cry a lot, and that's okay.
So my supervisors really helped me develop my skills as a psychologist across the board. They allowed me the opportunity to try, they provided guidance, but they also allowed me to fail sometimes and to learn from that.
For me, supervision was that space that helped me to acknowledge what were my flaws or acknowledge what were the things that I needed to work more in a really empathic space, and also without judgment.
Supervision is there because you're not meant to know all the answers, especially as a student. You're not meant to know how to do all these things or how to work with all these different populations. And you yourself, during your time as a student, are still growing. So I think supervision is very much needed to help you become the clinician that you're meant to be.